Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm going to try not to be before you too long on this broadcast. But this story right now is gaining steam for a number of different reasons. We're talking about the case of the mother and son who were arrested for deleting a man in a restaurant. So you're going to see how I titled this, and I'm going to get into that in just a moment, why I titled it in such a way. Because right away, when you read headlines, sometimes you got to dig deeper. You got to dig deeper and see what the heck's going on, because there's definitely some monkey business going on when it comes to situations dealing with so-called black people, right? Definitely some monkey business. So, again, right away when I saw the story, I said to myself, okay, so what's going on now? What's going on now? What are they trying to get us to pay attention to now? What are they trying to do now? Okay. Bernadette Johnson says, I'm so glad to see you're covering this story. I see so many stories, but I don't always have time to grab the story, but I wanted to cue in on this one. And I hope that you all will join in sharing this as well. I'm not going to be before you too long, but you can still share it and they can get it on the replay. Okay. But sometimes it's important that we chime in on these stories as well, because the way things are sent out here into the world, concerning things that happen in the black community, are not always the best way to present things. Not always the best way to present things. So you can frame a story up any kind of way. Okay, you can frame things up to make something seem totally different than what reality is. Now, I know that there are more details that will come out about this. I'm looking forward to seeing those details. But for now, I want to look at things like this. Okay, again, they frame up stories a certain way. And once they frame it up, you're kind of like, okay, what am I to believe? But let me just tell you all what I'm looking at and what I see so far with this story. Let me tell you what I see so far. Okay, so you see the screenshot of the guy in the image there, and you see Kalisha Hood standing there in the restaurant. Okay, you see his fist balled up, and he's at a stance where he's ready to make a what? He's ready to make a strike. Before I get into more details, let me just go ahead and read you what they're putting out there in mainstream media. Okay, so they say that the woman is being charged with, murder for deleting this man and telling her 14-year-old son to shoot a man during a fight. Okay, that's the first part. It says mother's facing charges after she allegedly encouraged her 14-year-old son to repeatedly take aim at a man she was fighting with last week at a far south side restaurant. So the first thing I see right there is that it says a man she was fighting with. Can anyone in the chat tell me what is the problem with a man she was fighting with? Okay, keep in mind she's a woman, he's a man. Can anyone tell me what is the problem with the way they are framing that? So she told her son to just do this to a man she was fighting with. Did anyone see a fight? Was there a fight going on? I know that the chat lags behind 60 seconds, so I'm just going to give you all a moment to catch up here. Yeah, this is very sad, y'all. The way he was striking her was terrible. Okay. A man she was fighting with, is that what was happening? Thank you, Yazi Israel. There was not a fight. She was getting assaulted. That's what was happening. Okay. That's what I see with this whole situation. Nana Cream Team, thank you in the chat, says he attacked her. Come on now. That's what I saw. We all saw the video, right? So how can they say a man she was fighting with? She's a woman. She's standing there with her arms in front of her, right? He has that fist all balled up. And he kept telling her to be quiet. Now, Studio JP3 says he told her to be quiet. Maybe she should have just shut her mouth and everybody could have gone home happy. So that's always, I know you probably a dude. Now, the stuff she was saying though, he kept saying, if you open your mouth one more time. See, the problem is you dudes, you say this stuff. I do agree that you can't challenge these men these days. It is better to be quiet. I agree with that. But I can tell the way by which you are saying that you are one of those lunatics that will probably lay your hands on her. Okay? Yeah. So, but let me tell you what's going on here. You're taking that stance right now. You have to understand that not everybody's going to stand around and watch some dude beat their mother. Okay? Everybody's not going to do that. I see this as a young man who defended his mother. Now, let me share a case with you all that I saw years ago. Okay? There was a situation where two black men were breaking into a man's house. He wasn't at home, but his neighbor, who was safely tucked away into his house, he was able to run out, shoot both those black men in the backs while they were running away with things that they had stolen from his neighbor's house. They said it was justified because of feeling threatened, even though these men were not in his house, but his neighbor's house. He was safely tucked away in his house, but they excused him for taking those two men out. Now, I saw that as wrong because he was not under any type of threat, right? Now, in this case, this man is pummeling this young man's mother. What the heck would you do if someone was doing that to your mother? I'm going to tell you right now. If I saw somebody laying their hands on my mother like that, all hell would break loose. They would regret. As much as I could do, I would do. And I would ask Yah for the strength to do it. So to sit up here and make it seem like this was straight out let me say this. To pretend like this was straight out red rum. Red rum, turn it around backwards. To say that this was red rum is an injustice. This young man, and the way they framed the story too, they're saying that she even instructed him to do this, that, and the third. Oh my goodness. Did y'all see how he was striking her? Okay. Let me bring this back up on the screen. Let me see. I want to make sure I can't show all of it. Let me just bring it back to the beginning. Okay. I can't show all of it because what he did was just horrendous, right? And we're going to sit here and pretend. Okay. Okay, he's getting himself ready. He's getting himself ready. I'm stopping and going. Y'all see how he's taking the stance? He's getting ready. And he told her if she say one more word. And the word she was saying did not prompt the type of response or reaction that this dude put out there. See, these are the kind of dudes that are out there listening to these fellas who saying it's time for them to start deleting black women. So what they don't understand is some of these black women that they're talking about deleting, look, he's getting himself ready. Okay, I got to stop right there. Y'all see that? That's when he strikes. Okay. Do you see her striking him at all? Do you see her striking? No. Okay. This is my take on this. Maybe she should have been quiet. Maybe she should have been, just the dude says, then everybody can go home. Right. I agree. But that man had no right to put his hands on her because what she was saying did not warrant him doing what he did. He didn't do it once. He didn't do it twice. He kept going, y'all. And as a result, now he had to go. Let me tell y'all something. I'll talk about this on this channel and on our other ministry channel. There was a meeting in heaven concerning that man. There was a meeting in heaven. And the angel said, we're going to set the stage. Now, there's obviously something going on in their lives too, right? This young man defended his mom, regardless to how people say it. But there was a meeting in heaven. It was time for this guy to show up for that appointment. This is why I titled this, The 14-Year-Old Eliminated the Threat. If you didn't see this video, this was a thug who went to meet his maker because he put his hands on the wrong black woman. See, he needs to stop listening to these dudes who are saying that they need to start deleting black women. He needs to stop listening to them. I do agree that living in Chicago, that the mother should have been quiet. I do agree. Don't try these dudes. He was getting himself ready. Hopefully some sense will be brought into this case. Hopefully some sense will be brought into this case and they will see this as self-defense or him defending his mother. I mean, what else can you say? The video was very plain and clear. Now, his family got to bury him because he didn't make the right decision that day. He rolled up on the wrong person. That woman had a son who wasn't standing for it. How many of you would allow that dude to start whamming on your mother like that? Or whamming on your sister in your presence? I'm going to drop the link to the video. How many of you would have allowed him to do that to any female in your family? He was out of control. Now, I'm going to say to these dudes as well, for your own good, understand, leave these women alone because you don't know if they have a son. You don't know if they have a brother, a father. You don't know what they have. I just dropped the link for the ones who want to see. Now, if you listen to what she said, I don't see how he was getting so riled up over what she was saying. The stuff that she was saying, in my opinion, did not warrant, but it kind of reminds me of this. Push that stick off my shoulder. And when you know a person may have a certain spirit working with them, don't push the stick off their shoulder. Walk away. I do agree that she should have just said, okay, I'm not going down this road. This guy could be very serious because he looked like he was serious. Now he's not anything. He's not serious. He's not anything right now. There was a meeting called in heaven. Someone dropped the gavel. Boom. That was it. It's getting really tripped out here. It's getting really tripped out. Okay? It's getting really tripped out. Now, I'm not sure what the meaning is. It's not that we are desensitized. It's not that we are desensitized. I think that I don't know if you're meaning people in general or you're referring to me. We speak about judgment on this channel and how the Most High deals with things. And for me, I look at this more like a warning. Okay, to the person who asked for the video, here's the link again. More like a warning that our people need to stop messing around. Okay? Someone said that she told her son to get in the car before he punched her. So she probably saw where things were leading. I'm not sure about all of the details. Thank you, China Doll. Yes, because I'm certainly not trying to be desensitive. I'm certainly not trying to be desensitized, should I say. I was looking at someone else's message here. Oh my goodness. About Jamie Foxx, and I'm not sure. Okay. All right. Apparently it is a hoax. Okay, it just kind of grabbed me for a minute there. Sarah, I just checked on that real quick, and it looks like it is a hoax. Okay. So again, in this situation, I feel like the young man had every right to defend his mother. I mean, that's the way I look at it, because a lot of these dudes, they are following after these messages that are put out there, these calls to delete black women, and he had to pay the ultimate price. He paid with his life. Black Wolf says he won't be doing that again. That's for sure. There was a meeting called in heaven. That's right, China Doll. We have got to stop being each other's enemies. I have seen black men who will open up a door for a white woman and let that same door close on a black woman. We've got to stop being this way. On the flip side of that, I have seen our women be so respectful in the presence of a white man, while not giving that same respect to a black man. I remember my husband, when he used to drive a truck, and he and another co-worker rode the truck together. They would make runs delivering machines. One time they stopped off at a restaurant, and there was a young black woman who was working behind the counter, and she was so rude. But my husband's co-worker, he was one of those dudes that didn't take that kind of stuff, right? And so he scared her so bad. He says, "Look, I'm doing this to help you out." After he got done scaring her, he said, "I'm doing that. You can't run your mouth like this with everybody. Some people will show you those hands." This is what he was telling her, right? And so it goes both ways, that a lot of our people have become so disrespectful towards one another, while at the same time having the bobblehead syndrome when it comes to people of other nations. This is a very sad situation. Very sad. Very sad. He lost his life. He took the wrong gamble. And unfortunately, this young man has gotten caught up in something, and the way they are spinning it in the news, they are looking at it like this is a three-way takedown. We got one that's under the ground, and then we have the other two that we can put away behind bars. That's the way this is looking. So we'll see other details that come out. Hopefully other people will come forward and say some things to shed some more light. Either way it goes, whatever other information comes out, this woman didn't lay her hands on him, and he did definitely lay his on her. Okay, so regardless of what came out her mouth, it was a cowardly move for him to put his hands on her like that. Now the son, on the other hand, in my opinion, he did what almost any one of us would do if someone was trying to hurt our mother like that. I'm done with this. Y'all can chop it up in the comment section. As always, keep it tight and keep it right. But until next time, I'm out. We hope you liked today's topic. Please leave your comments below. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, share it, like this video, and with that, we're out. Be sure to ring the bell to be notified of new uploads on this channel, and also comment, share, like, and subscribe.